Hi everyone, Mary Petricone here. It's day 9. I did not post a video yesterday even though I made one. In the background I have Billie Holiday playing, and I thought that I would do the simple breakdown of how to do a portrait. Now before I do that, I want to talk to you about being able to do art from home right now. Listen, I had said this in an earlier video. The most important thing in fine art is draw, draw, draw. Like, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. Every time you put your pencil to a paper, even if you make a mistake, you're learning. So it doesn't happen magically. If you ask portrait artists how many they've done, the really good ones, they've probably done hundreds or thousands. So you have to start somewhere. And I know you have a pencil at home, and I know you have paper. So stop making it about your supplies at home. You can do it. So we're going to see how this works. I want to see if it shows up with a pencil. And remember, it's very simple. You can start it right now. Okay, so on Earth, our heads are oval. They still are. Okay, I'm going to do an adult because it's a different. Children, because they're growing into their body, have a different proportion and perspective. But let's do an adult straight on, and you can get yourself a mirror to look at yourself. So put an oval, and look at this. I'm not worried about that right now. So put a pretty big oval, and then what I want you to do is look in the mirror and pull your hair back and look. The crown of your head up here is going to be an oval, and down here we'll make adjustments with the chin. But before we do the shape of your face, I want you to go in the middle, go like this, because that's going to be your eye line. It's not like when we were in kindergarten and we put eyes up here. Your eyes really fall in the middle of your head. Then the next thing to do is look at your head in a mirror, keep this the same, and then I don't have to look at my head because I've done this so many times. You have plates, not metal plates, you have bone structure. Mine goes like this. And don't worry about it looking geometric. I've got a pretty strong chin line, and then like this. So I went further down than my original oval. So that's the basic shape of my head. Okay, this is the eye line. We're doing 5 eyes across. You want them about the same size. Now remember, I've done hundreds of these in teaching this, so it's pretty easy for me to do. So of course, we're on Earth, so these are the 2 eyes. Don't keep the 3rd eye, even though it's right there when you meditate. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, so now we're going to leave the eyes alone. We got that shape. And now I want you to go halfway down between here and your chin. You've done the oval. You've done how the plates of your head go. Some people are more angled than others. Oh, what I was going to say is don't worry about it looking hard angles. We're going to get that later. So then halfway between the bottom of this eye and the chin, go and find the halfway mark. And what I say to kids is, make believe this is a candy bar, or in my case, a piece of cake, and you want to get equal parts of the half. So now, our nose, for most people, you don't even have to look at yourself. You can just copy what I'm doing to get it get the idea of this. Our nose is usually one eye wide. So on this line, you do a circle. I know it kind of looks like bozo right now, but it won't. You do that. So now we're going to go back up to the eyes. We're going to do this. Oops, I got a little tear duct. Make sure to put in the tear duct. Now, unless somebody hits you in the back of the head, your whole eyeball does not show. So go like this. Have part of your eyeball going. Not all of your eye shows. It does in cartoons when they're trying to make the cartoon character look scared. But that's really how your eyes show. And I'm aware of the fact that this one is bigger than this one, but I'm not making any adjustments right now. So now, eyebrows, and this is where you want to look in the mirror. I don't have to because I know myself. Eyebrows are usually 1/2 of your eye. You take half of the eye, go up like that with the pencil. Now, there's a certain shape of everybody's eyebrows. And it's very telling on people if you don't get, I mean, you want to get their, when you're doing a portrait, you want to get their features correct. But there's two things that are especially important with somebody, and that is their eyebrows and when you get the mouth. I'm not going to worry about the 10 minutes because you can stop this and start it. I'm just going to go through. So I'm not also worried about this right now. I can get rid of that. I know that my eyebrow arches at the edge of my eyeball. And it goes like this. So I get 1/2 of the eye up. And then it arches here. Okay? Then you can fill it. You can fill it in later. Your mind is going to want to fill it in because you want to see that you can do it. There's a lot of reasons why, but it's I've done paintings where I've half done them, and I liked where they were left off, and it has not been off-putting to people looking at it because your mind wants to finish things. So that may not make any sense with this, but that comes into play when you're drawing. Everybody wants the finished product to look right. So then take one of the eyebrows, and I want you to go like this. Down between there. Then I want you to go like this. Go like this. And you have your nose. Okay, to make it simple, I mean, it's not finished, but we have the start of it. Because one side of your face is going to be in shadow. So now I'm going to place the mouth. So the easiest way to show you this is to go break this into thirds. Oh, break. Sometimes I talk out of my head like you're in my head. You're not. So excuse me, So you break from here to here into thirds. You can leave a little bit more here for the chin. I know that that works out well for me. Okay, so now I'm going to put the middle of the eye. Just the middle of the eye. We're not going to keep it like that. I know that's goofy looking. But here's the thing. Third of the way down is the top of the lips. The second third is the bottom of the lips. And you'll make adjustments for that, but then this is your chin. I'm going to go up a little bit on this. You'll make adjustments when you look at yourself, but getting these principles are what are going to get you started. The reason I put the middle of the eye is, believe it or not, you go down from the middle of the eye, and that is where the mouth goes to. Most people, common mistakes is they make the mouth too small. They go, my mouth doesn't go out that far. Yes, it does. So let's leave this, well, let's go into this. There's 5 muscles in the lips. There's one here. And I always make my lips look like, okay, so those are the 5. There's one in the middle and there's 2 on the side. Now on the bottom, there's 2 muscles. Make these puffier just to get used to it. And they don't go to the edge here. Now watch how this works. If you looked at me, I have this thing here, down to here. These go up a little bit. We're not going into teeth right now. Be kind to yourself. Okay. I don't have this big of a bottom lip. But it gives you the idea. And everybody's lips are unique. Okay. Now, here's another thing, and I learned this from Tony Caparello. The eyebrows, I'm going to take license on my eyebrows because I pluck them too much in my life, so I don't have this part anymore. Young people, don't overpluck them. Okay, I'm also going to go like this because I know my eyelid. I'm not even worried about that part of the eye. My eyelid, it actually has a little angle on it. Goes like this. It's pretty good eyelid though to put eye makeup on. Okay, now do a C for your, the kids always have to tell me, this is the pupil, this is the pupil, that's the iris. Okay. Do you know when you're in your right brain, it's hard to think of words. Okay, if I was thinking ahead, I would have gotten an eraser, and I'm not going to get up now. Oh, I have one. Oh, thank you. Oh. Okay. So let's erase. Okay, let's erase this. Okay, so what I want to tell you about, this is a kneaded rubber eraser. Kids love these things. Sometimes we have to take them away because they pay more attention to this than they do to this. Kids are fun. Have fun with your kids during this time. They're such a joy to be around. I know I have no ears. I'm not worried about it. Because as you can see, I'm a talker, not a listener. Okay, so I was going to tell you something that I learned. So we're not doing teeth right now. That's a whole different ball game. And these lips can actually meet together. Let me shade them in so that doesn't confuse you. 5 muscles. Okay, looks like I'm sticking my tongue out, but I'm not. Okay, I'm going to put some eyeshadow on. Okay, then I'm going to get to the ears. Now, I don't have to look. I know that my ears start at the corner of my eyes, and they actually go to the bottom of my nose. I'm going to show you lightly what not to do here. Come on. You don't have loving cup handles for ears, okay? Don't be doing this. Monkey ears. Okay, so what you do is you look in the mirror, and you find out, gee, pull your hair back, where do my ears start? Doesn't matter if they start up here, it's your face. That's why do this on your own face, because it's hard to get people to sit still. Okay, so angle them down like this. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, I showed you earlier a study that I did on an ear. Ears are just, every feature is fascinating. If you could do a study of every feature, it would be wonderful. Now, doesn't this look like a lot of head up there? But that's a common mistake that people make, either when they're facing somebody and doing a portrait or they're doing it from the side, is they cut off the skull. And your skull is actually, you have a crown of your head up here, but people want to cut it off here. Now, what I usually say is the top of the eyebrow to the crown of the head, find the halfway mark. That's usually where your hair starts, your hairline. Even if you no longer have any hair. So, the other thing that happens, I know that this is supposed to go. The other thing that's interesting is, okay, you got your ears here. And of course, I want to put some earrings in, but we're not at that point yet. But you have this. As you get older, you have these. You might have some lines here. It can be rough to do people's portrait because, as I always say, they never think that they are at the weight that they're at or the age that they're at. You didn't make me look good. Okay, so now the neck comes from your ears. It's not? You ever heard the term pencil neck? No, you go to the ears and come down like this. That's kind of a thick neck. And men usually have, that's better. Men usually have a thicker neck than women for the most part. Let me fix this here. So I go from the bottom of the ear and go like this. So now let me shade under here. I'm using an ebony pencil, which is good for everything, but don't use this as an excuse to not do art because you don't have the right materials. You have enough materials at home to do this. Okay, so just a little bit of shading so you understand that it starts to develop in here. There's so many lights and darks to look at in the ear. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little story that happened to my friend who lives in Vegas and is a musician. And on the side of, when you teach, it's good to teach privately, like I do. It's good to have somebody else who's doing that, teaching privately. And I have classes of 4 to 6. Here, your hair is coming from here. If you have long hair, from here. To have people that can talk to you about the teaching process. in the things that they contend with. So he would have adults come to him and say, I want to learn how to play the guitar. So they'd have their first lesson. He would set them up for the next lesson the next week. And he would give them whatever you do in guitar. Let's say I would tell you to practice this at home. And the person, like I said, it was adults, would say, you don't understand, I just want to play the guitar. So in art, it's, I just want to be able to sit down and draw. Or yeah, but this is how you get there. And don't get mad at your art teacher, whoever that is, that they're telling you to practice, practice, practice. Okay, so what, oh, this is a really, oh yeah, I was going to tell you. Okay, so the eyebrows, this is from Tony. And these lips aren't great. I could have done a better job molding them. But if I wait till I do things perfectly, you get the idea. And I'm not going to make it about that. This isn't about me, it's about getting you started. Okay, so the other thing is the way the little crease that happens here. Some people's go up and some people's go down. Mine goes down, and when I first realized that, I didn't want it to go down, so I used Scotch tape, and I changed it to the other way. I'm a very odd person, and not trying to be odd, but I went, oh no, I want the uppy ones. I don't want to be a downy one. Didn't work. Probably would have worked, but then I got bored and started doing something else. Or went on to something else. I don't usually get bored. I always have stuff to do. I don't even really use that word. We don't use it at the studio. So let me tell you something about pencil work. That, not that you're doing your artwork to sell, but the buying public love the beauty of pencil work. Now this isn't beautiful, but it gives you the idea. Oval, eyeline. So we go oval first. Kids tell me, you have terrible writing. And when I was a little kid, I just wanted to write on the blackboard. You do the eyeline, 5 eyes across. Then you get the shape of your head. And nose placement. Lips. Add a little bit to the chin. Usually doesn't stick with the oval. And everybody has a distinctive, well, everything about you is distinctive. Your eyes might not be one eye space apart. But this is a good way to get started. And, you know, if somebody doesn't, this is a good starting point, but if somebody's nose goes out wider, doesn't mean there's something wrong with their face, but when you have guidelines to go by, a template, then you have a starting point. Okay, you could watch videos all day long. It's not going to get you better. Draw, draw, draw. I hope you have a wonderful day. Try to find some productive, positive, nurturing way that you can spend this time. If it's one of my students watching me, anybody watching me, but some of my young students, ask your parents how you can help them out. They're trying to do the best by you right now. See how you can help them out. Ask if you can do some chores, if they want to play a game. Tell them a joke. On my Tuesday class, Owen always comes in with a joke. I miss your jokes, Owen. But now is the time to be there with your family and help in whatever way you can. Leave your comments. Wow, 26 minutes, but that's actually good for me, and it took that time to do it. I need more hair. But you can add it on yours. You get the idea. If you have any questions, give me a call. I am no longer going out and delivering art, magazines, supplies. I started this out by telling you, look around your house. Be creative with what you have. If it's just a pencil and paper, great. Draw, draw, draw. And so be creative in that way in what you have in the house. That's really creative. Sometimes you'll find stuff and put it together that you hadn't thought about before. I forgot what I was going to end with, except that we'll get through this together. Oh, I was going to say, if you want to post a question or a comment on what you've worked on, go ahead and do that. If you want to send me your artwork that you're working on or what you're doing to be creative, productive, helpful. And if you have anybody in your life that is part of the first responders, that's a nurse or a doctor, firefighter, paramedic, policeman, the people at the grocery store, the people at the banks, the gas stations, be kind. Be kind. They're doing the best that they can. Bye. Have a nice day, and I hope to hear from you. Keep washing your hands after you do your art.